what is your way to work through it
Yeah.
versus just like shoving it down, like most parents in the 60s just force their kids to shut up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe not 60s, but like 50s.
Yeah, like my mother told me about death at a very young age, which was good. But then I didn't have restrictions on like movies that we watched. So I watched Philadelphia with her, which is Tom Hanks is
I've
someone
never seen that.
who gets AIDS and then dies. So
God.
I had like an existential crisis at like 5, and I was like, are you gonna die? Who's gonna die? Everyone's gonna die. And I was like,
If Jerry Seinfeld was a child.
yeah, I like panicked. I remember because I ran in, she was like taking a bath, and I ran in and I was like, Mom, you're gonna die. I don't want you to die. She's like, it's okay, I'm not gonna die anytime soon.
See, I feel like I just figured it out. Like, I think I had to go to like a great grandpa's funeral or something.
You're like, people
And I
die.
think I was just like, all right, like this is how it happens.
Yeah,
And I think before that, my rabbit got killed really violently. His blood was all over the fence.
That helps.
So, I mean, I feel like that at that point, I was like, sometimes I'm going to come home and not be able to feed my animal because they died. Like, I cried, but I wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just kind of figured it out.
I wanted to be a
I
hunter.
don't remember anyone like actually sitting down. I'm sure someone did, but
When I must have been like 9 or 8. I wanted to be a hunter. I wanted to go hunting. I always had a weird urge to like hunt as a kid. Like, I just thought it was like so cool to be in the woods, and like
it makes me so sad.
I always wanted to be part of nature, like
Not you make me sad, but
the story.
yeah.
So I killed a groundhog or like a ground squirrel,
Yeah.
and it was a horrific, tragic sadness. Just like I bawled my eyes out, and I was like, I didn't mean to kill it.
I couldn't.
And it was
I would
I
cry
was
too.
like looking at this like little animal's last breaths as it's like staring at me, and I'm like, oh, I killed it. It was like I had this like slingshot thing with a big like one of those heavy duty ones that with arm brace.
Yeah.
It was like a hunting. You could actually hunt squirrel with it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Your parents only gave you the best tools to be an Indian.
Yeah, and I was in a loincloth, like you do.
Of course. You
I
had
used-
like cowhide.
This is where my fascination with cold was too. Like
You're wearing like a bear suit.
when it
Like
was
a little
snowing
cub
outside,
suit.
I would run out in just my underwear and then roll around in the snow and come back inside.
Oh my god.
I loved it. But that experience was traumatic. But the first thing I realized was, even though, because I just thought it was like a senseless death, right? And I'm like, this is awful.
And then you skinned it and you used it as
No.
fur and
I set it on our we had like wood post
kidding.
fencing
yeah.
because it was an equestrian ranch, and I set it on top of the post, and in like not even 10 minutes, like I'm inside crying. When I go outside, there are like 3 crows tearing it apart, eating it, and then by an hour there was nothing left of it. And I was amazed at like just the circle of life that just moments ago this thing was alive, which is
You basically just
amazing.
fed a bunch of crows though.
I did, but
I mean,
they would have, that thing's
president come back and they were like, bitch, feed us more.
that thing's gonna die anyways. Like, that's life. Things
Or
die.
it could have lived out its whole life in its little hole with his family and like
That's not how it works.
all the little babies.
All wildlife dies young. Nothing lives of old age.
I know, I don't know what everyone's fascination is with, I say retire young, die young,
That's what I'm talking about.
Like fucking move on. People are on this land for way too long.
Yeah. Well, we like to fantasize that little, like little squirrels are in there with their. I mean, that was a traumatic experience, and now that was a great experience of like what death looks like,
Yeah.
how it could have gone better.
Yeah.
Like hunting, like I could have eaten it. I've I could have utilized that instead of the crow. It wasn't a completely senseless death.
Wow, your
but
Indian instincts really just took over in that moment. Just like rocked you, you know? It's like burned into your soul.
yeah, it was. I'll never forget that. It was a horrific experience.
I just imagine you standing in the window with its blood on your face. Just
I did have its blood on me.
you're just watching the crows tear it apart.
I remember
and, like,
watching-
the sun shines on you,
like-
and you have like your little bow, and you're just like, ow!
Washing off the blood, like in the snow, and just like those scenes when someone murders someone and they're like their hands shaking, and they're washing off the blood off their hands, and that's like all I could think about. It's like, I'm a murderer.
Oh my god!
And my mom was talking on the phone when I came inside crying, and they're like, "Oh, Marty's crying because he killed a squirrel." And
I'm sure it was Aunt Pammy, and she's probably like, "What the fuck?"
no, she was talking
Just
to
kidding.
she was talking to her friend Cindy in Oklahoma, and she's like, "Oh, we kill squirrels all the time. We eat them." You know, it's like totally different world. And this is before we moved there. So, and they opened my world up to a whole different style of life that is just
This is when Marty was on the last frontier.
yeah.
Shortly after this, he scalped the next squirrel he saw.
Well, if they're gonna get away, you got to leave a mark.
Oh man!
And I got friends
Could you imagine?
eating their what they hunt.
I would like to go hunting. I don't know if I could do it though. No, I probably couldn't. We got to ease into that.
Yeah. You start with birds. I want to.
Maybe like a turkey.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go goose hunting here pretty soon.
With who?
David.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. I don't know if he made a trip, but he's gonna go.
You didn't bring like a goose home to eat?
Yeah, we'll have a Christmas goose.
Can we take it down to the butcher and they'll clean it all up?
I'll do it.
In our kitchen?
No, not in our kitchen. I'll do it outside.
Do you have to like boil them to get their feathers loose?
You don't have to, but yeah, makes it easier. Just you blanch it basically. You
Yeah.
get boiling water and you dunk it, bloop, and it softens all the.
Yeah.
Pluck it or.
I guess I could boil a pot and then you do that and then you fucking take it outside.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know if you can
God,
dress.
that sounds awful.
if
To
you
be
could-
in the snow fucking plucking a goose.
dress if you
I have no desire.
like some places you have to take the entrails with you. I don't know if that's one of those places. I think you can leave them. Like you can gut the goose there.
That means our dogs would get some goose.
I know, and we would get the organ meats, which are like super rich,
It's very stretchy right now.
natural foie gras.
No, I like it. I have to pee.
I don't think I've ever had goose before.
No?
No.
I've had duck, but that's about it.
Yeah, a lot of duck. I've had pheasant.
Are they yummy? Do people know?
I don't know. I imagine because it's a big bird. I imagine it tastes. It's got that kind of wild flavor to it. So it should be interesting. It'd be yummy.
It is interesting. I'm excited.
I gotta follow though. I gotta do a
There's-
meat. Steven Ranella has great recipes for wild game because there are do's and don'ts with it for best flavors. Like, do not eat the fat around the neck because it tastes gross or whatever.
I was going to say, there's a farm nearby that apparently they'll pay you a wage to work and you also get half a pig.
Whoa!
After like so many days, it's like your perk.
Damn, where I want to work there.
I know. And you get 2 weeks paid vacation. It's a farm.
Farm places are actually kind of cool to work. I was looking at one. They're like,
Why are you staring at me?
they were saying it didn't sound like it paid a lot, but it also came with benefits, time off, 401k. You know, they withhold taxes and everything. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's like legit. It's a legit job.
It's a legit business.
Yeah.
I know. There's some good ones out there. I like this one because you get a half pig. Could you
Sounds
imagine
great.
getting a half of a pig? I want a freezer so I can have a bunch of bacon.
Probably wouldn't get a lot of bacon because you're only getting half. That's probably a few pounds, though.
I mean, not like...
But
I mean, I would want other bacons from other places.
You get ribs. You
I
get sausage.
I would collect bacons, Marty.
You get the
Could you imagine
the ham.
having like a freezer, you know, that you tag along with you?
Yeah.
And you go and collect fucking fresh bacon from all different places.
That's crazy.
It'd be a pretty good little setup.
Yeah.
Die of a heart attack.
Nah.
That's how you live fast, die fast, you know?
I'm thinking about... I just like vegetables too much, but I do want to try...
No. I already know. No.
What?
The meat one?
Carnivore diet?
No, Cherokee. You will sleep downstairs because you will smell.
That's a myth.
No, because I don't like the smell of meat now.
I know you don't.
So if that's all you were eating, you would start to smell like it. I guarantee.
No, but
it.
I think if I did all meat and vegetables only, like vegetables and meat only.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's okay. But
But I don't know. I also want to make bread, so it's tough.
We'll make bread, but then only make bread. Don't buy bread from anywhere else.
I think it's just because I've been craving so much meat lately. I don't know, I'm not...
It's because it's going into winter.
I can't get enough right now. Every day I'm like, I just want steak. Can I just have steak? Can we have liver? I want liver.
There's that roast is still up there. I had some of it today.
Oh, Butcher Box is coming this week or next week.
Butcher Box is coming.
The Butcher Box is coming.
This has been an ad for Butcher Box.
Absolutely. Actually,
put in promo code Marty and Amanda leads another.
We do have, I need to set it up, but we do have a thing for Butcher Box. I don't know if they've done, I haven't listened to our advertisements in forever, but they did have a deal that they emailed about, we could have a code and all that shit. I'm slacking.
You're super slacking.
You do the work, damn it.
You won't let me because I always have to change the passwords to everything.
That is accurate.
So I don't have access to anything.
Every time you get on it, I get back on it and you're like, oh yeah, I changed the passwords. I couldn't get in. Every time. I love you, but it's insane.
I can't even get into mine. You know, if it signs me out, fucked. I have to ask for a new one.
What was bad is a lot of my old stuff was connected to...
Apparently I'm so tricky.
My Bank of America forever. It took me forever to change the phone number. Because it was... I could have one or the other, like primary email.
Yeah.
And primary phone number. And the primary phone number was always defaulted to my first phone number, my 918 one.
Bummer.
Well, when I got locked out of my email because I was trying to get into my bank account online, I really got fucked. And so, long story short, I had to travel to Guatemala to get my birth certificate.
Why?
And then I wouldn't let me back in the States, so I had to find a mule, came back. And it worked out.
There it is.
Yeah. It was extensive, though. The loops. That's why I'm like, man, it's so much easier to hack into shit than to have to actually go through your own security bullshit that people don't go through when they hack shit.
It's really true. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like my changing of passwords at work all the time is stupid. I have to change it like every 3 months.
That's so dumb.
It's the same password, just different numbers. And they go in order, so... Once you know the first one, it's one of them.
That's funny. I know the only time I've had my security breached was from one of those fake gas station things.
Yeah. I feel like
It
we're
looked
putting,
funny. It looked funny.
I feel like we're putting all of our guests to sleep.